Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul boxing match. Unfortunately, it was a disaster. Friends, this match has been a hot topic in some countries for months. Many people were excitedly counting down the days, waiting for the match to come. In the last few days leading up to the event, it dominated headlines around the world. What was the main reason for all the hype? Mike Tyson. Let's be honest. No one would care about Jake Paul without Tyson's participation. The main focus here was Mike Tyson, once one of the greatest boxers of all time. A world champion, but now 58 years old and retired for nearly 20 years. Naturally, the world was curious to see how this legendary figure would perform in the ring. Of course, I was curious too. However, I can safely say that this was one of the worst boxing matches I have ever seen. I can't imagine a fight getting any worse. Let's be clear from the start. It was clear from the very beginning that Jake Paul would win this match. Some have suggested that if Jake Paul won, the fight must be rigged. However, this is simply not true. In fact, it would have been ridiculous if Jake Paul had lost. Why? Because no matter who you are, even Mike Tyson, you can't beat the most invincible opponent of all time. Mike Tyson is 58 years old. At that age, it's not just boxing. Even everyday activities can become challenging. Sure, his physical condition is impressive for his age, but it's impossible for someone his age to compete with the stamina of a 27-year-old. It's not about talent. It's about biology. Jake Paul winning is no surprise. I knew that from the start and wasn't expecting a competitive match. But still, the sheer lack of effort in this fight was shocking. It was painfully obvious that the entire fight was scripted. Both sides really struggled. Punches were thrown with difficulty, and Tyson couldn't even stand at times. Jake Paul, on the other hand, clearly backed down. He had plenty of opportunities to knock Tyson out, but he didn't. Why? Because the fight wasn't meant to end in a knockout. It was meant to end with Jake Paul winning by a narrow margin. And that's exactly what happened. Some people claim that Tyson lost to Paul on purpose, but I disagree. Tyson is 58 years old. It's unreasonable to expect him to perform like he did in his prime. Aging doesn't work that way. Now, if they were both in their prime, we all know how this fight would have ended. Tyson would have knocked Paul out in 3 seconds or even faster. Jake Paul wouldn't dare step foot in the same ring or city as Mike Tyson. Tyson's legacy speaks for itself. But the truth is, age is a huge factor in boxing. And unfortunately, that was evident here. While the outcome was predictable, the execution of the match was still disappointing. The entire event felt like a money grab, and it was hard not to feel cheated. Both fighters walked away with big paychecks. Tyson reportedly earned $112 million for the 16-minute fight, while Jake Paul reportedly earned significantly more thanks to his publicity and growing fame. Worse, the broadcast experience was terrible. I watched the match on Netflix and the stream kept freezing, especially during critical moments. The app crashed 4 times during the match, which was disappointing and made me feel like I wasted both my time and money. Was it worth it for Tyson? Honestly, for $112 million, who wouldn't? But at what cost to his reputation? While the payday might justify it for him, the match itself was a huge disappointment. All in all, the fight wasn't just a disappointment. It was an insult to boxing fans. We witnessed a poorly scripted event disguised as a boxing match, while filling the pockets of a few people. It's frustrating to think that we, the viewers, are being used for profit. Just like in politics. Let this be a reminder. Hype doesn't always translate to quality. Hopefully this disaster will make people think twice before they buy into the next big fight promo. Until next time, take care. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. I'm Nexus.